Generic greetings and welcome to Among Trees. Today's beverage is a nice relaxing cup of chamomile tea. So Among Trees is a survival game with a vibrant colour palette and a fairly relaxed attitude to the genre's norms, as in not everything you see is trying to kill you, there's not a myriad of tasks and also needs to manage, and there's no durability in the game, which is something that I very much appreciate. It's a game I've picked up just recently and have been enjoying for quite a bit, so I thought we would do a little bit of a series on it. This is, after all, a pre-alpha 0.4.8. You are playing an early access version of Among Trees. Expect major bugs and lacking content. More content will be added in future updates. So basically, it's not finished, and obviously there's no endgame goal, nor is there any story as far as I'm aware too. Either way, it's just a sort of be in the world, explore, relax, and that's hopefully what we'll be doing. Let's go to new game and over to, we've got a standard or Zen mode. Zen mode has no dangerous animals, which, to be fair, I'm very much tempted to go for reasons that may become clear during the series. But we're going to go for standard and then basically a normal mode. So there's still going to be needs to manage. We still have to worry about food, shelter, as well as upgrading things and that sort of thing. But in terms of the overall moment to moment, it is pretty much just being in the world and checking out the very, very bright and colourful surroundings, gathering resources, and doing your typical survival game stuff. But a lot of it has a twist. So we will wake up in this forest and we can see immediately, ooh, that's very colourful indeed. And we have a little bit to go through on the UI, but not a huge amount. Bottom left, we can see we have our options for what we've got in our hands. So currently we have hands. We're not holding a pair of hands. That would be quite morbid. However, you can also equip things like axes and fishing poles and things like that. On the right hand side is our needs. So we have temperature, food, rest, and health. And on the top right, it shows us the status of the sun. So the sun is currently rising. Anyway, we'll have a quick look around. We can see we've got these lovely trees because after all we are among trees, and we can go up to this shack here, which has a sort of glowing diamond here in the middle, and we're going to see what this says. So it says repair the cabin requires 6 fir planks and 10 sticks. So I'm going to press T to note those, and we'll have a look around to see if we can find the items. And lo and behold, we have these flashing here, so we can pick up a fir plank and we can start gathering those. It does say press tab to open our backpack, and we can see we have the planks. Stack limit is 10. These beautiful planks smell of the fir where they were cut from. They are durable, flexible, and rot resistant. Use them to repair and expand your cabin. We have sticks, which is again stack limit 10. Use this wood as raw material for building cabin extensions and crafting new items, and also for cooking. We also have another option here for our outfits, but that's something that we will probably focus on later. Anyway, I'm going to pick up this plank, and also we have this button mushroom, so we can grab that, and once again we'll check out tab, and we can see that we have a button mushroom, stack limit 10. These sturdy little fungi will help satisfy your hunger. You can eat them raw, but they're more nutritious when cooked. So raw, we gain about maybe a quarter of our overall hunger, and if they are cooked, it's about half for not only your hunger but also your health. I am actually going to eat that because you can see we're getting a bit hungry there. And we also have a ruby beet, or a beetroot as I would know it. So ruby beet, it is stack limit 8 this time. Enjoy the tender red flesh of these juicy beets. You can't eat them raw, well, not with that attitude, but they're nutritious when cooked. Yes, indeed. Anyway, let's have a quick run around and we'll see, gather these resources. We can run by holding shift there. However, there is a stamina mechanic in the game, so we'll have to make sure we don't run too much and tucker ourselves out. So just gathering some sticks here. Obviously on the right hand side it now shows us our fir planks and stick requirements, so we are almost on the fir planks and close to the sticks as well. I also realised that I picked up another type of mushroom which we will check out. We'll check it out now. So we now have also a golden chantel. It's a mushroom. Sought after mushroom, mild taste and fruity aroma. Excellent medicine. Eating it raw will state your hunger and improve your health. However, cooking it will bring about a miraculous full recovery. So it will set our health, and you can see we've got a tiny bit of there, maybe a third or a quarter there for food, as well as the same for your temperature. However, cooked, you can see it's about maybe a third of your overall food, but it does warm you up quite nice. Was that chanterelle? I think it is chanterelle mushroom. Anyway, we're going to quick run around again, as I said, and gather up these sticks. I will be picking up pretty much anything that I can. Obviously, we do have a maximum amount of space, or we have a limited amount of space in our pack there, so we just don't want to pick up too much. But just around this cabin, we should be alright. I should point out that, as I said at the start, there's no end game as far as I can tell at the moment, nor is there any story. It's just really about being in the world, which is why I have no idea how long the series will last, but obviously it's just about chilling out and exploring. There are end states as well, so if any of these, like health, if health goes to 0, that's it, you die. If the other 3 resources get to 0, you start losing health. So yeah, and also there's bears around, specifically 2, I believe. Anyway, we can now build our cabin, and there you go, the cabin features unlocked. We can now sleep, we can save progress, and we have storage. We also have new extensions, cooking room, crafting room, and the storage attic. Got it, and there we go. There is our cabin. Very, very nice indeed. Right, let's have a look inside and see what it is about. So we'll press E on the door, that'll open up, and we get some lovely god rays we can see streaming through the window there. This is our save progress, which is something that I didn't figure out until later on. I thought it would just save automatically, but it did not. We also have our storage box here, so we can move stuff over if we really wanted. We have our bed there, but you can see it says wait until night time. You can only sleep at night, no sleeping in the day for us. We have these options around here, which we can go up to, and again, it tells you what we can upgrade to. So this is a cooking room. Requires planks, bolts, and driftwood. We have, this is attic storage, planks, steel wire and nails, and then finally the crafting room, which requires planks, steel wire and stump moss. We are going to go for the crafting room first, or do we want to go for the cooking room? No, I think we'll go for the crafting room. So I've set that up to show our resources on the right there, so let's just close all of that, and there we are. And we need to explore around. Now you may notice that we have, if I press an M, there's no map in the game, and there's no compass in the game yet. You have to craft all of these, so you unlock them as you explore. Now I know from experience that there's a couple of loot places, so scattered around the area. Obviously we have to explore and find different things, and I'm certainly far from exploring the entire map. I've only probably explored, I would say probably a quarter at most in a previous save, but you do find these sort of broken towers here. It actually reminds me, with the sort of colour palette and these things here, it reminds me of Firewatch. But anyway, we have some sort of calamitous event happening here, and we've got lots of loot around the place, so we can pick up things like steel wire. We also have these crates and these boxes. The boxes require a lockpick, so we don't have that, and these things require you to hit them to break them open, which is again something we don't have. So up to here, and I will search all these piles. We've got steel wire, some ruby beet seeds, and some rope. So we're going to pick up pretty much everything that we find here. So anything that is flashing we'll pick up. That's a jute rope, which is stack limit 10. Rope has many uses: crafting, building, even sewing clothes. Don't leave home without some. Well, I did leave home without some because I didn't have any to start with, so I guess I didn't really have much of a choice on that front. So we're going to just continue running around, grabbing resources. Obviously, I'm looking for mainly steel wire, although it looks like we have the required amount there. And I'm just going to search these piles to get old rags and different things there. So what have we got? We have pipes, so steel pipes, stack limit 5. Use this pipe to help build cabin extensions and craft new items. We also have old rags, stack limit 15. Waste not, want not. You can use these old rags to sew new pieces of clothing. And also, what I think is the most useful and indeed pretty much mandatory for when you're exploring certain areas, you can craft a first aid kit, because, well, when you're bleeding, you really need something to stop that. Anyway, let's just continue and grabbing all of these. I think these actually replenish as well over time, so yeah, we'll have to come back here at some point. So I'm just, again, running around, grabbing all of these sticks that I can, all of the planks, and I'm going to point out right now from the get-go, yes, there will be things that I'm looking for that I'll end up walking past. I'll be missing things. That's just the nature of the game. It's just, you know, it's hiding in there. I only have one shot at it. If I run past it, it's in the corner. I may not see it, whereas you may. And I'm sure that's not going to stop anyone from pointing it out. Right, I think that is this fairly looted. I don't think there's much more that we can really pick up. I don't have the planks, nor do I have the stump moss. So what I'm going to do is have a little run around, and we'll see if we can find some stump moss. And as you may have guessed, the stump moss you find will be on stumps. So I'll just have a quick look here. There is a chicory. I don't think I want any of that, but I will pick up some of these sticks on the way. And we'll head around, and as I said, I'm looking for stumps. The sun is currently setting, and... nice. That is a lovely vista. We can see we've got... I think it's just... I wouldn't call these fireflies, but you do get those at night. We've got these sort of nice detail coming off the trees there. Sun is setting across. We've got a bird over there, by the look of it, like a very, very long... oh, it's just went out of view there. It's very... big, long wingspan bird. You also get them sitting in and around the trees. There's another mushroom. I'm going to pick up these up because obviously we do need food. And yes, one of the things that you can die of, as I said, is hunger. So more mushrooms in this regard, more better. These will grow back, so that is good. This is just the fruiting mycelium. We're going to get just the fruit of that. The rest under the ground. That's a dotty mushroom. Now, these ones you cannot eat raw. I mean, you can, but you'll start to see colours that don't exist. Let's have a quick look at that. So this is dotty mushroom, stack limit 8. A lovely looking fungus can be eaten raw, but might be poisonous. Cook it, however, and it's perfectly safe. So a 25% chance of poison if I eat that. So I think I will probably not, unless it's an absolutely dire emergency, I'll probably leave that. We can see now when we go up to certain things, though, it is saying that we are full. So what's probably best then is if I run back around. There's also a hoof fungus on the tree there. I don't know why I'm picking up the beetroot because I can't cook it, but it matters not. Anyway, as I said, we're currently starving as well. Now, although it says we are starving, we're not really, because on the right hand side you can see our health is about on that quarter level. Oh, look at that, nice. I mean, the one defining characteristic of this game is just how pretty it can be. That's some lovely, lovely colours. I've often spent time just checking out. Oh, was that a wabbit? I think that was a rabbit going by there. Yeah, there's a rabbit running, bunny rabbit running away. Oh no, is that I believe that's a bird on the tree there. Yeah. Can you hear it chirping? And there it goes. Let's stop this pop-up about starving, and we're going to eat 1, 2, 3, 4. And there we go. 4 raw mushrooms. Really hope we've identified those correctly, and job done. Alright, so continue on. I'm going to pick up these beets and head back to our shack here. You can stay out all through the night, I believe, although obviously your stamina will go down. Currently we're on about maybe 1/4 there. And also gets cold at night, so you know you have that added problem. There's also these black mulberries with because I've got a full inventory though, I can't really do much. I could discard something, but no. I think we'll go back. We're in no great hurry for anything here. And what we'll do is put some stuff in storage, get a good night's sleep, and then we'll look for another bit of loot tomorrow. So I'm going to put in the beets, I'm going to put in the mushrooms, and pretty much everything that I'm not going to eat on a journey. So the sticks can go in there, all of these can go in there. In fact, I might as well just put everything in this storage for now, apart from the thing I'm going to eat. And we will save it and then sleep, because it doesn't save when you sleep, which I think is a bit of an oversight, but there you are. And we'll sort of wake up day 2 bright and early and get ourselves away. Obviously we have no tools, we have no equipment, we are just at the moment trying to craft the place that gives us tools and equipment. Excuse me. So we're going to go down to the water's edge and have a little bit run up a mountain. Obviously, at some point, I might as well pick up these berries as well, because if we check out here, black mulberries stack limit 15, so they stack up quite well. Large berries are a perfect mix of sweet and tart. You can eat them raw, but they're more nutritious when cooked. So you can see raw and then cooked. So much better when we've cooked them, just like most things. So I'm just going to run down to the shore with this river here. and then we'll go that away. There's some more mushrooms. And is there something here? I saw something over there. Ah, it is driftwood. Okay, well, I'm going to pick up the driftwood because I know we need at least 3 driftwood. I think it's at least 3 driftwood in order to craft some items. So we'll take a nice stroll down here. You can see when I run, we have that bar at the bottom that appears to show us our stamina. You can craft certain potions. I don't know if they're classed as potions or elixirs or beverages, because there is a brewery that you can build, but that won't be for a good time yet, even if we actually get there. And we can see we're coming to the edge of the... Oh, there's some driftwood. I'm going to jump in the water. There we are. This is obviously just up to sort of ankle height, so it doesn't present us with any great trouble. But swimming through that, you will be a little bit chilly. And, wow, that's... the amount of times I'm pressing screenshot here, just because it's very, very colourful, very pretty indeed. So we'll run up the top here, and we're going to see if we can find another area where we can loot from. There's this thing here, which is... It's a yellow ash leaf. We might as well pick them up, because why not? We'll check those out. Yellow ash leaves, stack limit 15. These long, smooth leaves can be used for insulation when building cabin extensions. So, there you are. That's what we'll use them for. There's some more rabbits running around there. Lovely. Wow. I love the colour change. I mean, it's very Blade Runner 2049. Very Roger Deakins. Oh, hang on. We have some bees. So there we have bees, a hive all buzzing around. I'm going to stay away from those. They will attack. So we'll stay away from those. But we can, if we wanted to, eventually hit them and take the honey and such. So running into, once again, another loot area. We can see we've got this huge structure. Obviously no longer in any sort of useful form. Don't know what it was. Was it a lookout tower? Was it a water tower? The fact that there's a huge tree growing right up the centre sort of indicates, if we're following sort of environmental storytelling, that that has been derelict for some time. Could have been a Clax tower. Some reference there that not many people will get, but there you are. Let's grab all of these nails, bolts, and sort of most importantly here, the wood. That's what we're going for. We're going for the fir planks. And there we go. And all of the steel. And what you may have noticed, that on the right hand side it does show for the crafting room what we are picking up, but importantly it does not show what we have in storage. It only shows what we have upon our person, so that's very important to note. There's some turnip seeds, but there's no space in our inventory, so what I'm going to do is eat that mushroom, and I'm going to pick this up because I want to try and loot all of this out. You can build a greenhouse, and it's something that we will do eventually, but I don't think we'll get it sooner rather than later, and it's very important that you make sure that you have all of the support stuff for that as well. So a watering can to water them, etc. So once again, looking around this loot zone, I'm seeing a bit of rope there. Sometimes it'll be in the grass like that. Ah, that's still full. So I'm going to probably eat those berries, and yeah, that's fine. We can pick up the steel pipe, and I'll just go around the periphery, just changing our... There you go, just changing where we are and what we can see in our line of sight, just because obviously these may be obfuscated based on the foliage and such, like that there. So, once again, there may be one or two that we miss, but that's no drama, no drama. The drama comes when you try to tackle a bear and realise just how utterly infuriating it can be. There was a point where I was going, it's early access, don't worry, it's going to be fixed at some point, early access. Maybe we'll cover that when we get to said bears, but there you are. Okay, I think this is, as far as I can tell, pretty much looted out. So our main focus now is on stump moss. We need at least 2 stump moss in order to build this crafting room. So what I'm going to do is go down and round and see if we can find some stumps and obviously the moss that is associated with those. We also are completely maxed out in terms of our storage here. We've got nothing there, so I'm going to discard these yellow ash leaves. I don't think we really need those at this time. I picked them up just to show you what they were. I'm going to run down to the water's edge here where we've got this lovely river. There's a bird in there. Scared it off. Also got some wildlife flying around there. Nice. There's also a mushroom there, and I think there was one over there as well. I'm going to then pick that up. And because there was one over... Where was it? It was down there, yeah. One there. Oh, that's 3. 1, 2, and 3. That's horse's hoof fungus. Hoof fungus. Particularly this... this peculiarly shaped mushroom grows on pines and can't be eaten raw. It's not much good cooked either. It is. It's good filler. It's a good filler mushroom. But you can see there's loads of these mushrooms here. But as soon as we build the crafting room, we'll be able to get axes and tools and then get more items to then build the place to cook. Otherwise known as the kitchen, I think. And there we go. Right, there's a stump, and sadly, it is a hollow stump, no moss. So we could go maybe up and round. The sun has just risen to its peak by the look of it, as shown on the top right. And so we can see there's another ruin over there, but you may also be able to see the silhouette of that. That thing that's the size of a house, that's a bear. And when we get close enough, on the top now we have this eyeball symbol that appears. That denotes our hidden status, or rather our current visibility status, which is completely and utterly totally visible. So we don't want to go anywhere near that bear because it will run towards us, it will attack us, and then basically that would be the end of the series right there if we got hit, because we would start to bleed, and then we would bleed out because we can't craft the items to actually stop us from bleeding out. There you go. So, back to... Do you want to go back to the cabin? Well, we'll run back to the cabin. I am once again keeping my eye out for some tree stumps in order to get some stump moss, but I'm not seeing any. There's some lovely, very rich red leaves there on those bushes. And I'm going to go back into here, and I will put our... I'll just put everything in here that we can. Just dump the lot in here. And then we're maxed out. Okay. What I'll do then is take the... What will I take? I'll take probably the wood. Put that back. And that'll do us. So, stump moss. That is, once again, our priority there. Oh, there's another one of those mushrooms, so I'll pick those. So I think there's some across the way. We have to go across and then down and then through the river. And then there's like a little small hill that we'll have a look up, and maybe we'll find some stump moss there. Wow. Good grief, you get an arc eye by looking up at that. You see there's a lot of rabbits and that running around. Obviously we're just going about our business. We're not interfering with them or trying to ruin their habitat in any way. I'm gonna probably have a look up there. The further we go up here, the more we will... I think eventually we'll come to a waterfall. Oh, there's another mushroom. Might as well go across. Pick that. Pick that, yeah. And we have a big arch there. It's also another mushroom. And some driftwood. Which we need driftwood for some of our buildings, so we'll pick that all up. There's another mushroom over there. There's actually loads of mushrooms around here. So in terms of food, we're going to be one for nothing for quite some days. Some of those ash leaves here. Well, we are fairly empty, so we might as well pick everything. It does eventually grow back, so that's fine. Obviously, the downside is it does take some time to do it, so there's no point in picking it up immediately to then just dump it. But I know we're not going anywhere near some ruins, so I'm just running up towards this lovely waterfall. Nice. I'll run up the top here. The forest is getting a bit more dense around here. There's some more beets. I'm not going to pick that up. Do I want to pick that up? Yeah, I think I can. Still got half my inventory space. And there's some bees I'm going to skirt around. Pick up that mushroom. Pick up that mushroom. Loads of mushrooms. There's a stump. Once again, it's a hollow stump. The ones we're wanting have basically a flat top as if a tree's been cut. I wouldn't say recently, but it's been cut at least. And could technically have been windfall or extra dimensional robot beaver, but there. And we are currently starving. Let me have eat, and eat. And there's another stack used up. And that is a cave. Should we explore said? Good grief. If you see the screen flashing now and again, like it's almost imperceptible, and it might not even come out on the recording once it's gone through processing and the YouTube encoding, but that's me pressing screenshot, which for a split second removes the UI. I've taken so many screenshots while playing this game. So we're in a cave. There is no danger in here because that's, well, it tells us when there's danger, and we have some sort of crystalline mineral there. Okay. We don't have anywhere to mine it, but there's something glowing in this corner. What have we got here? That's a blueprint. Lockpick blueprint found. This item is now available for crafting. We can now craft a blueprint. Well, technically we can't craft anything at the moment, so, you know. We have that. But at least once we are able to craft, which is obviously what we're running around really in aim for, we will be able to then craft one of those lockpicks. Which is good because we've got two locations that we know categorically have some places where we can search them. So once again, sun going down, and we can see obviously the visibility has been altered somewhat. Quite a steep bank this that goes down and round, and we've been, well, look at that, where the rays are shining through the trees. It's all just illuminating the grass there. Very pretty. We've already been around there, so I'm gonna head around this area. I say just looking for stump moss. There's some bees over there. We found 3 or 4 beehives, but sadly no stump moss. And I think where I'm going up here is where we have bears. I think there's a bear over here. Is it over there? It's around here somewhere. Since I don't have a map, I can't give a precise location as to where it is. Oh, hang on. There is a stump with no stump moss. But that's the type of stump that we are looking for. Okay. Just a shame that we have no moss on that. But the main focus, as always, is survival in here. So I've got enough food to last me quite some time. I'm going to have a quick look around to the left here, and then basically head back. There's something over there. What are these? Some mulberries, and yeah, I'm running too much, so that's lowered our stamina a bit there. The mushrooms. Okay. Doesn't seem to be any stumps that I can see. Oh, there's one. There's one right in front of us, and it's flashing. I can see that there. Alright, so this is going to give us 1 stump moss. Right. Excellent. So 1 stump moss. We are 1 away. Let's pick that up. And let's head back to our very modest accommodation. Jump around, parkour, and there we are. Right. We have a lot of resources, but not all the resources that we need. And somewhat worrying, we're actually running out of storage. It's actually a good problem to have at this stage. I found a lot more resources than I thought we would have done, but let's store some of this gear. So what I want to take, what I want to carry. Well, I can put a lot of these mushrooms back and the beets and such. I can't. Right, what's a stack for that? There's a stack of 10 for the rope. I'm going to take all the rope, put those 3 back. Actually, no. No, I'm going to take those leaves and put that back, because I'm going to... The chances are I'm going to find more of those, more of those, more of those. And... What's that? That's planks. So we certainly have the right amount of planks. Driftwood we can't put back, which is a shame. They're stacking 5s as well. What do those stack in? Those stack in 10s. Ah, that's better. So there we go. We're freeing up some of our slots here. I'm actually going to take those and put that one back. So we've freed up some slots, and beets stack 8. Yeah, beets stack in 8. So that's probably about right. And I think we will save progress and go to sleep. So tomorrow, once again, we're looking for stump moss, but we're going to take a little bit more of a run this time, and we're going to go a little bit further than we have been previously. I don't know the exact route to where I need to go, but it's roughly over this direction. And I know there's... Let me just eat some of these mushrooms. I know there's some items over here, and I think there's a couple of stumps. But there's also some different items, different plants, that you only find in sort of boggy, marshy areas. So I'm just going to have to head in this direction, hope that we come across A, the stumps, and B, the items that I mentioned about in the marshy areas. Once again, not really a sunny morning. It is, well, it's, yeah, colourful morning. And once again, there's also some mushrooms replenishing our reserves as we trek through the forest. That looks to be, is that a beetroot? I think that is a beet. I'm going to ignore the beet, to be honest with you. I keep on pressing M to open up the map, but it's a map that I don't have because I haven't crafted said map. The map is not random or dynamically generated, it is handcrafted. So what you see here is what you will get if you play the game, assuming you're playing on obviously the same version. We don't have a compass, but you can build one. The only thankful thing we can see over there is that's where our home is. So we do get an alert, like a thing there to show us where we, or how we get back. I think this is the place. Is this what I'm looking for? No, it's in like a bit of a delve. What I'm looking for, but I don't think this is the place. Or is it? No. We're actually coming up to... I think that would probably be the edge of the map. Oh. There is... Yes. That is the remaining fungus that we need. Right, okay. So I'm not going to waste much time then in heading back over. And what's this? Bit of ground there. Is this a loot zone? Normally the loot zones are a bit more... Well, they're less dense when it comes to vegetation. Also seen another stump over here. I think that's a hollow stump though, and probably won't provide us with anything. No, nothing in there. Just double check to make sure. There's some of those mushrooms, but I don't think I really want to pick those at this particular stage. So let's head back. We have, I believe, everything we need to craft our crafting room. if that makes sense. It does make sense. And, oh, I've stumbled across the place I was looking for in the first place. So this is, as you can see, quite a boggy, wet area. And it has dogbane stems. Dogbane stems, stack limit 7. Tough, fibrous outer skin of the stem can be used to craft rope and other important items, such as jute rope. But we've already got loads of that anyway. But at least picking up this will give us a nice supply of stems. Now, I don't know how many of these locations there are in the game. I've only personally found 2. And I can only remember 1. So, yeah. And, oh, is that another loot zone? That's another loot zone. Ah. Right, well, this is going to change things a little. So we have a loot zone with lots of things here. But the problem is we don't have much storage left. We do have a blueprint. Pickaxe blueprint found. Brilliant. Alright, I'm going to pick up steel pipes and steel cables, mainly because the ropes we will be able to craft. The planks we will be able to make once we can chop down trees. And the nails we can craft as well from steel pipe. I don't want to do that, but if I need to, I will. So I'm searching all of this, all of these areas, and obviously if there's anything like pipes or whatever wire, I'll pick those up. But other than that, I think we've got pretty much everything there. Okay, let us head back. We can see there's actually a couple of these wrecked towers. Maybe it was like a... Ah, so this actually got a bit more building to it. We can see that there. Yeah. So maybe it was some sort of like cable car, perhaps? Maybe like something, you know, carrying with gondolas going across and things to carry people from one place to another. Who knows? And we have, oh, a fair way down now. Luckily, we can get around here, and I don't believe there is a fall damage mechanic in the game. But we're not going to take any chance. We'll just skirt round. And we'll head back post-haste to our home. Sun has risen, which is good. We have our steel wire, 5 of 3. Stump moss, 2 of 2. So yes, that's strangely that of all the things that we have been looking for, I've got a lot of items that I don't need at the moment, although they will come into play at some point. However, the main one is I just don't have the stump moss. So I need to put... this is going to be problematic now. So I can't... A lot of this stuff I can't put back. And I need to pick up the planks. So I'm going to have to probably... I mean, I'll probably just discard the beat and then take 1-2 planks. And let us build a crafting room. Features unlocked. Crafting. Craft tools, resources, and objects. Got it. A nice little shed. Yeah, it's very rustic, but it's homely. Craft items. What sort of things can we craft? Nails, bolts, metal plates, reinforced planks, steel wire, sewing thread, jute rope and glue. Tools. Woodsman's axe. I was going to say finishing rod, fishing rod. Lockpick, which we unlocked by just exploring. Pickaxe, which we explored and found that as well on a blueprint. You've also got maps, which we need old rags, which I will promptly come over here and go 1, 2, and come back. And we will craft the map. Takes a little bit of time. Just pointed out how slick I think the UI is. Very minimalist and works out very well. Map view enabled. Press M, and there's the map. It is, I don't believe it's this entire size, but it is quite large. And there's where we've explored so far. So that gives you a bit better overview of where we've been. So we started by going here. We then came back. We went up to this location. around. We just recently then have just ran all the way around here, through that one, down and then back over. So there's still sections there, and bits around here, and obviously huge amounts of the map that we haven't explored, but I think we will leave it there for now. That's been a little bit of among trees, and quite a nice bit, I believe, as well. So next episode we will look into crafting something to hit stuff with. So we need a axe of some kind. We also need a lockpick, or would like a lockpick, and then once we have those, we can then go back to 1, 2, 3 locations in order to gather the materials that we couldn't get originally, and we'll look at either the attic storage or maybe even the cooking room. The cooking room is probably the one we'll go for, simply because it is the one that requires the least amount of items. In fact, if we look at that, it requires 12 planks. Let's toggle that. 12 planks, 4 bolts, and 3 driftwood. We have the driftwood. We don't have the bolts. We need some more of those. But I think if we empty this, although we can't really empty it, so maybe we are going to have to craft the attic so we get more storage. Either way, we'll leave it there for now and see how we get on next episode. As always, hope you have enjoyed the video on the series for what it is thus far. Comments in the comments. Thanks very much for watching. Take care, and generic partings.